Hello there, mindful seer people. My name is Kristen Giesland. I am a four-clair psychic and medium with about 40 years of experience supporting people in their personal life journey and their careers and work-life balance and opening up their intuitive clairs. And I really do like to support people who are experiencing a spiritual emergence or an intuitive type of transformational awakening where they're starting to connect in more deeply, okay, with a different way of interacting with all that is other than just the intellect. And I've created a 5 frequency system to support people both in their day-to-day work-life balance as well as tapping into their spidey senses. And it's called B.E.I.S.M. B for body, E for emotions, I for intellectual life, S for spirit soul journey, and M for mastermind. And this system can be dovetailed with any faith walk, with any spiritual practices. It's not a theology or even maybe an ontology. It's more of maybe it's an ontology, which means way of life. Okay, it's just, a little system to help us tune in more deeply to our own different ways of sensing reality, understanding reality, and also as hopefully a bridge to connect with other people that may not be the people you normally connect with, because, we all have a body, we all have emotions, we all have something going on with the intellect, our spirit soul. Most of us do believe in some kind of something that animates us, that life force, the chi, our connection to all that is. And then, of course, we do tend to want to find meaning in our lives. And to a large extent, we find that you and me, find that through a connection to a higher power. So M is for mastermind, or however you relate with all that is. And I'm doing readings for the collective for the period between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse that's coming up on October 2nd. Readings for the collective, because this is a time that can be discombobulating or disorienting. And I really want you to tap in and sense into the opportunities here for your growth and transformation rather than being destabilized and uncomfortable and stressed during this eclipse. And so this is how I do it. I have this baking bowl belief, and I pull cards from this bowl. I have 3 decks in this bowl, and I pull a card. I've been pulling cards for each one of the 5 areas of the B.E.I.S.M system. So that's B for body, E for emotions, I for your intellectual life, S for your spirit soul journey, and M for mastermind, which is your relationship with all that is. And so yesterday we had, now I'm spacing out, soul. Our soul card was coexist. And it was a picture of a robin. And, all these different kinds of birds hang out in the trees all the time. And of course, sometimes they get into little scuffles, but for the most part, they are coexisting out there. And I didn't think as much about the symbology of the red and the robin as much as I was thinking about the coexist. Okay, but, red in many traditions, represents the life force itself. And in order for us to sustain properly on this planet, we really have to, it's time for you and for me to be aware of how we can connect with all that is so that we can preserve the life here on planet Earth and enhance our own lives. Okay, so now we're doing M for mastermind. So some people connect with mastermind or their higher power through nature. Some people do faith traditions. Some people have spiritual practices. They could be any kind of different, variety of spiritual, options or faith traditions or indigenous practices. And that's okay. It's all good. If they're making their best effort, to me, if people are making their best effort to connect with the collective and have an awareness of how their activity, interacts and can either add value or detract from the collective, okay, we're doing good. All right, let's see what comes out of the baking bowl. Okay, fantastic. All right, so we're getting this card from the Sustain Yourself deck. This is these cards are created by James Wanless, and the shapes are very natural. They are collage, and these are very divine feminine nature. And I've noticed throughout this Eclipse series collective, readings for the collective, a lot of these cards are what's coming out of the baking bowl. I also have 78, Voyager Tarot cards in that bowl. So I feel it's interesting to pay attention to what Spirit is asking us to focus on. And as many of you know, since 2012, we've been shifting, the larger energies into more of a divine feminine. And so look at this lovely card. It's, this is youth and enchantment, right? So this to me speaks to renewal, okay, of the idea of having some type of a way that you do connect with all that is on the regular. There is a piece of, it looks like a tomato, okay, so, and we see, an eagle in this card. We see the face of an African American youth in this card, and it just really has a level of, to me, it's got some magic and some mystery and some depth in it. And as you know, we all come from, a mother, that was in Africa. So, this speaks to that energy as well. Everyone on planet Earth, our DNA comes from there way back. And we had the eagle actually show up in our intellect card for this series. And so now we see the eagle reappearing again. Okay, we had vision. And I did mention that part of the intellect's job, so to speak, is to connect us with vision. And that vision is not just our individual vision, but it is the vision that hopefully is being inspired, okay, from what is going to benefit all life forms. And it's just so interesting that we see that eagle making a reappearance here in this same series, in this same 5-card series. And let me just take a look at this and see what Spirit wants me to see that I haven't seen already. Okay, so there's a little bit of twinkly magic. You have to look really close, but up at the top there's a star and a moon, and even though it's in red, this shows me the sky. Okay, the vastness of all that is. This to me is just a little indicator not to forget about the beings that may be living in other places, not here on planet Earth, and that we are in a larger collective, even than sometimes, that we think about. That there are other beings that have value and can contribute, to a life force situation that is beneficial and positive. And of course, oh, and then we have this huge, beautiful sunbeam right in the middle of it. Okay, so that color, now we're talking solar plexus. Now we're talking making decisions, will, conscious action. Okay, right in the middle there, right here. All right, and so we have to have to really align ourselves with all that is, with our higher power. We also have to have a sense of individual okayness, individual choice, individual identity. So we don't, it's a good idea. It's best, I'm trying to change the way I language things and speak directly to you rather than in generalities, and it's really a challenge. So what I want for you is to be able to really own, okay, your inner gut feelings about things. Really own what you know to be true for yourself and act on that in a way that is congruent with what is best for the collective. So we had vision, we have coexist, and now we have this magical card that is sort of pulling it all together, okay, at the level of mastermind. I'm going to look at this card one more time because sometimes Spirit shows me something I didn't see before. Sometimes I'm scrying into the card, and I'm also going to just spidey sense in and see if there are any other messages that come through. I couldn't quite see what this is. There's in the very top here, okay, we have a dark colored hands that look like they're holding some little life form. It looks like a little bird to me. And this sort of holds the idea of holding the preciousness of the life force. Okay, that you can choose to honor your own life force and to honor the life force of everyone. And I feel like that's the highest form of worship when we are staying in touch with more regularly our own value as being alive and the value of everything else that is alive, our plants, our animals, that we create, that we treat all of this expression of the divine with respect. And surely we prioritize the needs, wishes, dreams, values of things that are alive, us, the humans, the plants, and the animals, okay, above the stuff and the money and all of the things that are have no connection to the life force per se. All the stuff, all of the I love how we can be beautifully creative and bring things from the unseen into the seen. But ultimately, the things that are not tied to the outside the time space continuum. Everything that is in the physical is going to definitely erode, and it is going to decay, and it is going to be gone. But we are connected to timelessness. Our life force is connected to something that is timeless. And that is, to me, where we can really find our energy. I can find energy. You can find energy. You can find meaning. You can find inspiration. There's just so much potential there in that place where you are connecting to all that is. That's really where the action is, because the rest of this, is going to be gone. Our avatar suit is going to be over in a certain amount of years. Everything that we own is going to decay and fall apart. And so this little holding the preciousness, okay, that's what's up here. It's hard to see because it's very dark, but up there it's a pair of hands like this, holding the little preciousness of the life, the little life. And that one idea really started to transform my life, because I realized sometimes I wasn't as judicious with my own life force as I wanted to be. I wasn't as careful with it as I wanted to be, to maximize, how that energy that I have access to can serve me and serve others in this finite amount of time, that I'm here on the planet. So that's the completion of this series of the B.E.I.S.M. You can go back and watch. One of them, I think I accidentally erased on the 23rd. So I will repost that so you can see all through the 5 days that we've just completed, from the 21st through the 26th, those 5 days. And then tomorrow I'm starting again, which will carry us all the way through to the eclipse of the sun. Once again, my name is Kristen Giesland, Mindful Seer. You can find me at mindfulseer.com. I am offering mini readings during this eclipse season virtually, mini sessions. I don't usually offer that virtually. It's usually only live. And I wanted to offer that to you because I'm really interested in having as many people as possible navigating this eclipse to maximize the opportunities for growth and transformation as possible. And you can reach me by phone, 727-678-3761. And there's also posts on both my personal and the pro page, mindfulseer.com, on Facebook, where if you would like to patronize, there's a place to send to Zelle or to PayPal this series that I decided to go ahead and offer, because I really am excited and committed to having more and more people navigate their personal growth and transformation journey with this B.E.I.S.M coaching system, with the support of that, and of course, everything that's available to us as human beings here, either spiritual beings having a human experience or human beings having a spiritual experience, however you frame it. Okay, peace and happy.